Alright, now the goal of today, or this particular stream, and whether or not I'm going to be successful is a whole different ball game, but the idea is, well, the problem. Okay, the problem is, well, for a start, my safe zone got resized, so it's a lot smaller, and my base does not fit inside it anymore. So I'm going to have to redo that. But in the process of it, or at least running through the idea in my head, a particular concept did spring to mind. Whoa, sim speed is tanking something wicked. Probably because of that ship there, and there was another one floating about somewhere else. Anyway, I was still in the process of upgrading certain parts. Like, I've got those tier 1 refineries there, which are doing a good enough job. But what I was thinking was, like, well, obviously getting rid of some of these containers that are sticking on the outside, as well as those hydrogen tanks there and whatnot. But yeah, we're very, very cramped in here. Got a few assemblers sticking out the back here as well. That's problematic. So we're going to have to start making it a little bit more cubic. But what I was thinking, finally getting around to the point, is building a ship with 20 assemblers on it, or 19 actually, because I still probably want to put, not assemblers, refineries. So a ship that is basically all refineries and a bit of cargo space with big ass mining equipment on it, so I can fly it into the PvP section, fly it over there, mine and process while I'm mining. So I won't need a huge amount of cargo space. It's mostly going to be refineries, and I think that 20 is probably going to be too many, but we'll see what I can do. Like, I'm basically chucking one of those monstrous drills on it, wherever it is. Yeah, one of those drills, or maybe two. See if I can actually do two. A bunch of jump drives. But yeah, it's specifically going to be digging out rocks and turning them into ingots, like on the fly, rather than drag it all the way back here and process it extremely slowly. It's like, whilst it, like, obviously bring the ship back here, like, to empty out ingots and stuff and park it up and whatnot. But whilst using it, yeah, I think that might be a much better way to go about it. Now, I don't really want to leave the station out in the middle of nowhere, like, unsupervised, because, yeah, it'll get smashed by other players, being a PvP section. But, yeah, this might be a workable solution, so just have to wait and see what happens. I don't know if I've got enough tiered tech components to make the amount of refineries I want, but it might be worth. Oh yeah, I haven't even looked through any of this stuff yet either. So we'll just tidy this up a little bit, I think. Yeah, it would be nice to have shields on this vessel. as well as some defenses of some sort. So hopefully I've got enough field emitters to throw like basic shield setup just to keep the NPCs away, because they won't necessarily approach, and then I don't have to like cut and run every 5 seconds when I get to like a particular mining location. Where is everything going? The other thing I'm going to need a lot of is engines and stuff, so get everything cleaned out, reorganize a little, so I've got actually half an idea as to what's going on. It's taking a while. Now the goal is not to make something perfect or whatever, it never is. The goal is to make something that's going to do what I want it to do as well as I can make it do it. That's always the typical goal with everything that I try to do, so it needs to function well at its particular task. So like processing gold and platinum is extremely slow in this particular area, so yeah, if I can refine it while I'm digging it out of the ground, I can make the most of being out in the danger zone. So yeah, need more of those. What I might do is strip the engines off of that other ship, that little gunship that I had going on, because don't really need that at the moment. So those engines may be useful elsewhere. Let's have a look at what's going on. This is getting tedious. Anyway, suit battery's probably going flat already, as it always does. So I'm probably going to build this thing, attach it to here, and build off there, and get build and repair to build it as I throw blocks down. So there's a little bit of a build envelope up here, or a space here where I can do some stuff. And also, this is the ship that I'm going to be probably taking the engines off of, because I'm probably not going to be using this for stuffing about in at any time soon. So Because yeah, I don't have what do you call it? A disposable income as far as parts goes at the moment. So, and that's kind of what the goal of trying to do something about this thing is with this particular project. Anyway, we should probably get into it. Yeah, I think we'll just go off the top and back that way. Alright. I'm going to charge my suit. And find my ship. There we go. Oh, the other thing we need to do is turn on all the build repairs. Am I missing more blocks? There's one over there, but anyway. Yes, try to get, well, yeah, clean up some of the stuff that's sticking outside the safe zone, put it inside the safe zone, as well as get that mining vessel, mine and refining type vessel going on. Let's see what I can make fit in what space. Sounds like should be something fairly simple. That being said, nothing ever turns out being as simple as what you'd first expect. Alright, so running through the concepts, trying to think things through a little bit more carefully before I start throwing blocks down. I want to use this kind of drill, so I might use that as the start point. Like I'll set up on that connector down there a way of docking it or what have you, similar to this. So that way, yeah, it's all connected up. And then looking at this, it's 5x5. So I might run, rather than using connectors or conveyor tubes here like this, I might just put a bunch of cargo containers through the front there and put some heavy armor blocks on the corners here to stop those things from getting annihilated whenever I inevitably hit the sides. I do that frequently. Also probably put a lot of gyros in that section as well, because those things can take a fair amount of punishment. The other thing I'm going to have to do, like thinking about it, is there is going to have to be an assembler on the vessel that I'm using for this, as well as I'm going to take a couple of the build and repairs off of the base here and put them on the ship that I'm going to be using for it. I'll probably stick a few, like I'll put these in like around the outside, as well as put shields on the vessel as well, so that way if anything gets too close it gets cut in half, as well as the shields will deter NPCs from being a pain. The other thing I'm going to have to do is put a lot of jump drives on it as well, like to be able to get it to move at any particular rate. But we don't necessarily need the speed with the engines per se. We just need to have decent maneuverability and get it close to wherever we want to mine stuff, and just completely obliterate the asteroids and get all the good stuff out. So let's get cracking. So first things first, let's grab some blocks. Need some plate. And we'll grab some interior plate as well, because I'm going to want to throw cargo containers down. Again, this is not working off of something that I've built before. This is a completely new concept. So turn build and repair on. Probably turn that programmable block on as well to make up all my parts. So yeah, drill time. So I'm just going to stick a bunch of these out at the moment. That'll be the center of where the drill's going. So, oops, not that one. So stick the drill sticking out there, which is going to take forever to get done. Now the other thing I'm going to have to do as I go is remove the refineries. I'll take out the refineries that are the standard ones, and I'll put the tier 1 refineries on here, but I'm just going to get the basics sussed out first. So anyway, what I should probably do here is lock this. Not used for parking, and locked. So that way, if I remove this block here, which I will probably end up doing accidentally if I'm not paying attention. Anywho. Okay, so container time. Want them to stay in line with this particular thing. What I might do as well, once I've cut all this away, is move that conveyor port in one there so it sits in line, and put the camera sticking out the side there. On the, that'll probably be deep enough. What is that? There's 7.5 meters times, what's that? 15, 30, 37.5 ish. So maybe one more. 45. Plus the length of the drill, which is quite a lot. So that'll be the depth that I can push into the asteroids. And then put the main body of the ship back here with all the refineries up here and so on and so forth. And I think I'm out of the range of build and repair there. So I might move my ship, that one, up here. I'm probably going to get rid of all that stuff anyway. Yeah, I'll get rid of all this stuff now. This stuff's in the way anyway. And it's all outside of the safe zone. So that container's empty. Get rid of all of those, get rid of all of those, get rid of all of those. Much better. I can probably disassemble all of that as well. That's annoying. So I'm going to have to cut out all of those containers as well. There's not that many, but tediousness. It sucks. But this is what happens if you don't put too much thought into what you're doing in the first place. And of course, the energy is low. put like a med bay on the outside of this thing. Should, but I'm probably not going to. Because I frequently get sidetracked. And I let things bug me until it gets to the point. That's a technical term, the point. Which is like, it's finally annoyed me enough that I do something about it. Although one of the more irritating things is when you go and do something about it, and as soon as you've made a solution that you're happy with, and it's working just fine, someone comes along and balks it up for you. It's like, oh, come on, man, really? And something's dead. That's why we need guns. Putting a... I don't know what that was. Looked like flaming wreckage. Probably don't need that many containers, but meh. Gonna probably need a couple of nuclear reactors in it. How many containers did I put there? Because this thing is gonna get real big real quick, but at the same time, I kinda need it that way. So yeah, I think maybe take out 2 of those containers, replace them with reactors because they'll fit inside the same space. Then throw in the assembler and build repairs. And all the refineries I'm going to stick in a big chunk on the back. So plans change slightly. Well, not really. Plan's still the same. The idea has changed slightly. So I'm going to fiddle about with those containers. That's getting sidetracked a bit too much. So yeah, that's still empty. Take everything out of my pockets first. So I'm thinking I'm gonna need 2 reactors. Oh, those containers are gonna have to get out of the way because Anyway, yeah, 2 large reactors because I intend to put a lot of jump drives on this thing. There we go. Did I? Yeah, I already took them off. So how many is there? There's 4 there. I mean, that should be that is a fair amount. So, and I can always tack more on the back later anyway. So. Okay, then probably gonna want interior plate. Oh, we've got interior plates handy at the moment, I think. Yep. So chuck those there. Take the build and repairs off of here, which is going to be a challenge because I'm going to make sure that this thing doesn't bugger off on me. It should be fine. Famous last words. So I'm going to take these ones out. And that beacon is floating free now, I think, annoyingly. Probably put that back on to that grid so it doesn't wander off on me. Putting the build and repairs over here as well, what that will allow for is a larger build envelope, or more to the point, a build envelope that will function at over here as well as the one at the front there, without having to move too much stuff around and do it the hard way, or harder way. At least that's the theory. You just, see how it goes in practice. Never ends up going as well as what I would hope it does. I'm gonna chuck tier 1 assembler. There. And speed modules on it. And it works better if you put it on the right way.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, 'cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of.
Probably should have faced this thing in the correct direction, right? But that being said, couldn't really do that, so doesn't matter. The only reason why for doing that is if I want to go and move the build envelope, it can be a little irritating to try and figure out where it's actually going. But that looks like it's going to do its job fairly well. The other thing I'd be putting on this is like heavy armor in all the, like using the heavy armor along all the reinforcing structures, so that way it does fare a little bit better. But anyway, okay, so from here like configuration and all that sort of stuff that will come later, but I'm probably going to have to start grinding down refineries. I want to put 20 production units on this particular grid. So how this is attached at the moment is it's attached to this particular grid. So once I separate these two or take those blocks out, that will turn it into its own grid. But hang on, smart thing to do. See what I'm at. That's something that might be worth putting on there is O2H2 gens. Assemblers and refineries. Oh, that's the grids. Player limit 58 assemblers, refineries out of 60. Is that 60 total assemblers and refineries? I think that may have changed. So I thought it was 60 of each. I don't know. Putting too much thought into it. Anyway, refinery. And obviously, we're going to want to put yield modules on these things. Oh, there's the limit. What I've found works best with this when you've got the safe zone up is turn the damn thing off, take the stuff out of it, then grind it down. Otherwise you end up yeeting whatever's in there straight out of your safe zone. So I might want to reattach that to something else later. In fact, I'll probably do it now because that seems like a smarter thing to do. That way I don't have to worry about dropping the safe zone when I chop out those refineries. At least it's a theory. We'll see what happens in practice. Probably something very different. So that's usually what happens. Oh, I've got to empty it. You gotta turn it off first. Oh, actually, I did empty it. Oh, no, I didn't. I just turned it off. Anyway. Okay.
Inventory full. Energy critical.
I know. Trying to get stuff done and you have to keep stopping and starting. Like, as interesting as the daily needs mod goes, I did find it tedious because it's just one more thing to nag at you saying, you need to do this, you need to do that, go and eat, go and take a shit. And it's like, oh, come on, man, really? It's like, how much do we have to simulate the pain of real life? Because it is supposed to be a game. But I suppose in this game, we are simulating challenges and actually achieving results that we can't do in real life. Because I am way too unfit to be an astronaut now. Or at least I'm definitely not the cream of the crop. When they're letting any old Tom, Dick and Harry up there, like when they need workers and stuff like that, I'll be the first one to stick my hand up. But I think that is still probably a fair few years down the track, provided that humanity doesn't annihilate itself first, which the powers that be really seem to be wanting to annihilate everybody. See, that's something I don't get. Rather than all trying to maintain control and tell everyone what to do and all the rest of that shit, why can't they just let the smart people do what they were doing and go and make rockets and all this other cool stuff? And actually work towards building these sorts of things and providing jobs for people who are not quite as smart as those people that come up with these cool ideas. Instead, they have to run their mouth about fucking social credit scores and all this other irrelevant bullshit that just slows down society. It's like, are you fucking kidding? What is the point? Like, in that respect, those people who come up with those stupid freaking ideas have no purpose other than to slow society down and try to regress us back to the Stone Age, where we could be making cool things that get us into space and make us a multi-planet civilization. If we directed our energy towards those sorts of things rather than trying to fuck people over and tell people what to do all the fucking time, and just let everybody go about their business and do what they want to do, so long as they're not fucking with anybody else. If they want to work together in a collaborative group, or they want to go and live on a hippie commune and grow things in a natural way and not think about eating real food, fine, go to town. Just leave everyone alone. I think that's the problem, though. You just can't leave it alone. I don't want this to be super long. Yep, hit the limit again. So, let's work this out. How many is that? That's 5 there. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So that is 20. And I've got 4 in that ship there. So that's nearly 30. I've got 4 assemblers in that ship. So yeah, I think it's 60 total. Because yeah, there's 1 assembler. Oh, that's a little annoying. So what I'll try and do, chop off one of these. And see if I can replace it with a refinery. Because if I can, then that will be my answer.
Inventory full.
Yep. So it's 60 production blocks. That's a problem. Not the problem, but a problem. But I want to put those inside there anyway, so... this is that high. Yeah, I think I can get them there, so that's what I'll do. See, the original goal was 60 assemblers, 60 refineries. Can't do that now. That's not fantastic. But, you know, you can only work with what you got, so... interior plate. Actually, not that there like that. That there like that. Now grab my assemblers. Yep. What? Why? I just took a couple off. Oh, I didn't grind them down yet, did I? Yeah, no. Jump the gun a little bit. Whoa, that's a lot of stuff.
Inventory full.
No, not gravel sifter. There you go. Going to have to make this set of keys a little bit more ergonomic, I think. Gonna have to reconfigure my programmable blocks as well, but what I'll do is I'll go through and rename it. Oh, fuck off. That's annoying. Rename everything on the grid to be specific to that grid. I think maybe. I don't know, I should probably work on, like, if it's gonna be a permanent solution, which this is going to attempt to be, I should probably look at setting it up that way.
Energy low. Inventory
That all fits in there quite nicely. It's not as big as it was before, but anyway, missing a speed module there. I don't remember why I took it off. It was probably to check to see if something was there. Oh, what? Steel plate. So is that 4? That's 12 there. So, where's me shit? Go on. Take a break again. It is gradually getting there. I've got several things going on at the same time as far as what I'm trying to achieve. So I want to get that mining vessel built, but also get the base all rearranged so it's back inside that safe zone. And I've just found further limits, which is annoying, but I suppose it's better to know than not know. So what might be the smarter thing to do is have, well, actually I don't know. There never is a perfect solution, especially when you start knocking your head against the limits. So but the goal would be to put as many refineries on this vessel as possible, so that would be 19 all up and one assembler. The assembler's there so that way I can repair or like fabricate parts for when I inevitably break things. So see, you can't just say, well, don't break stuff, because I never intend to break stuff. It's guaranteed it's going to happen. So you work around the problems that you got. yeah, the reason why it's so many refineries is I want to be able to refine this stuff as quick as I can put it in there, just about. So at least that's the, you know, grand plan. But at the same time, yeah, chuck all the yield modules on here. God, I hate it when it does that. And that. Alright, so that's 6. And we need more. Always need more. Need 3 times that many. So what I'm thinking, well, I need interior plate to do that. Actually, I might use a large cargo container there. Maybe not. Actually, yeah, I will. Bugger it. Large cargo container. Right. Here. And another one there. And another one there. Then stick more refineries on there. So stick 3 there and 3 there. That'll be 18. And that's a good enough approximation as to what I'm trying to achieve here, I think. So I'll start with 3 on each side first, because I have a suspicion that I am going to run out of placeable blocks. So yeah, hit the limit there. Okay, I don't think I'm going to go full stupid with it. So I'll take, because I want to keep some of this stuff in the safe zone just in case I accidentally smash this. Because that is always a probability. And I'm also suspecting that this thing might have an assembler and refinery on it, so I might, oh, I don't know whether or not I want to keep that. It looks like it could be fun, but it also looks like it's going to require a lot of fiddling about to get it to do what I want it to do. Well, more to the point, work the way I want to work it. So yeah, chop out some of these. Probably better if I turn these things on. Probably run hydrogen tanks underneath there. In some fashion. I'll try to make the engines streamlined as well, so that way they don't stick out too far. But what I am going to want is gun ports. So probably run conveyor tubes up from there to there. I need to get rid of another production unit from over here somewhere. Yeah, I'm going to leave those all as they are. Okay, and yield modules. So that is only 6, 8, 10, which is a far cry from where I was originally hoping to get it, but it doesn't matter. Hopes and dreams get shattered. Something I should be a little more familiar with, would have thought, but here we are. So anyway, grab some pipes. Stick one. Need interior plate because of course I do. So the idea is these particular points will be the mounting points for the guns.
Energy low.
Or run them off somewhere. but I'll figure that out later. Probably run them in each quadrant here, so it's like go up and down and have like a gun on each one, like up a little, down a little, and same on the back here. So, and we'll have a shield module on it somewhere. Should do the job. Again, making this up as I go. So, what do I need for that? I probably need the tier tech components. Yep. Where's my ship? I keep on the wrong one. Probably where I'll stick the jump drives is on top of those 2 rows of refineries there. So stick a whole bunch of jump drives there. Just try to keep everything compact. Because the smaller I can make the majority of it, then yeah, the less shield envelope has to protrude around it. I mean, it is going to be quite long because of the drill, but yeah, I mean, there is some thought going into it. It's not just completely, oh yeah, chuck it on, see what happens. But hopefully this, yeah, suits its desired purpose, which is to be able to mine and refine the crap out of stuff. And be able to get there and get back without getting annihilated. Like, I'm not particularly worried about NPCs. I just want to make sure that I don't get ganked by other players, like over in the PvP section. Because, yeah, like being able to refine stuff over there, you get a, like, yeah, more efficient refining, more efficient assembling, but higher risk to losing everything that you go and build or whatever. So there's no point in going and collecting up a whole bunch of materials just for someone else to go and take later. So, but that being said, a battleship does not make a good miner. So it needs to be able to get in, get the job done, and jump away if necessary. And I figured, since we're over there anyway, rather than dragging everything back and refining it slowly, we may as well take the refineries with us. At least that's the theory. We'll see how it works in practice. I mean, it's going to make it significantly heavier, but we don't have to go fast. We're not looking at building a speed demon. Like, I do like to sit back and look at the problem. And we've got more NPCs coming along being annoying. And take my time thinking it through rather than doing it everything several times. It's like, although I do end up doing everything several times. Is I need to stick hydrogen tanks on here as well somewhere, as well as route pipe work for the engines. I wanted to try to keep the engines as close into the center as possible as well. So I do have some ideas. I think we'll just go for the Morrigans, and we'll take them off of the that little gunship I've got there. Like, cut them off of that and slap them onto this mining vessel. Like, it's not going to be super quick, but it should be quick enough to get the job done. And yeah, definitely not looking at atmospheric with this thing. Yeah, probably going to have to run a conveyor tube down the side to stick the engines on. It's going to be the most practical way to do it, because unfortunately the Morrigans don't have side ports. So what I'm thinking is I do have ports there, and I do have ports there, so maybe run a row of connectors along here. The reason why I'm using these is simplicity. That way there's redundant connections there as well, which is always handy to have. Having them spaced out like that means that I can get other stuff in there later on if I change my mind about something. And I'll repeat the same thing on this side here. And also using these rather than just using pipes gives it a connection point. Actually, no, I didn't want that there. I wanted it on the other side of the ship. This might be a good spot for the jump drives though, thinking about it. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. No, I wanted them over here. As much as like I don't really care about symmetry, it does make it easier for working out whether or not I've done everything the way I intended it, or getting it to work the way I intended it. So it's not crucial to success, but it does help with working out whether or not I've fucked something up somewhere. So yeah, what I can do now is, I think the Morrigan engine's a 3x3 by whatever. So if I stick that there like that, actually, rather than have that go there like that, I think I'll do it like this. And recess it instead. So take those out. And stick the engine there. That looks like a workable system. It's not the most elegant looking system, but it is going to do exactly what I want it to do. Which is that. Got there in the end. And one there. Take those out. And what that also allows for is a redundant connection here to this refinery. So, because this refinery here is not running, having the redundant connections there means that that one is still usable and connected up in the meantime. So I can fabricate the parts on the way, like the tier tech components on that single assembler I've got there. What am I doing? Stick another one there. Stick another one there. There. It's like 2 backwards ones, and I'll put 3 forwards ones along the back there. I'll stick the hydrogen tanks on there. Stick 3 tanks. And then 3 more engines. And then work out the rest of the crap, and that's all the functional stuff except for gyros on there that I need so far. That's all quite streamlined. Doesn't look too bad. So I need to stick an oxygen tank on here somewhere because I need to breathe. Probably stick some O2H2 gens. I'll as well throw them on now whilst I'm thinking about it, because I have an idea. I know they can be dangerous and sometimes they hurt, but stick one there, and one there. So O2H2s are on there. Don't need a huge amount. That's more just keep the tanks topped up thing. These things are very efficient, so and yeah, probably what I'll do, actually I may as well start working on that now. Is that drill complete? I think it is. Yeah, it looks like it is. So anyway, start putting the armor on this bit here. At least laying it out. Oops. That is irritating. Oh, come on, man. Oh, what? They're the wrong ones. Oh, you son of a bitch. So freaking obnoxious the way it does that. There's probably a simple setting to make it so it doesn't, but I just have not taken the time to try and work out, because I'm special like that. Anyway.
Energy low.
Of course it is. Start getting... Oh, damn it. Ah, oh, you idiot. Why purple? was the stealth color I was using before. It's very, very difficult to see this particular color up against yeah, the backdrop or skybox, whatever. Like, it remains very well hidden. I didn't actually pick the color this time. This is just the left in the color selector that I was using before. So change the color of particular ships as I need to. Damn it. It's like sometimes better or different colors will camouflage better in different places. Seems like common sense, but I am not a military trained person per se.
Energy critical.
I'm just using what I think would be common knowledge, or somewhat common. Or actually, rather than common knowledge, more like, yeah, that looks about right. We'll see what happens. Ugh. Tediousness of having to fucking charge the suit. There's no point in hammering through it too fast, I suppose, because like the assemblers and shit can only produce stuff so quickly. And yeah, refining has taken forever, so but it does seem like it's starting to come together, so that's good news. Now, there is probably also going to have to be changes made to it. Like, once we start flying it around and seeing how it handles and that. Because, no doubt, it is not going to work exactly the way I want it to. Because nothing ever does. But I think the concept is pretty sound. Like, putting a lot more thought into this particular build than I normally would for something thrown together. trying to make it a little bit more intentional rather than oh yeah, that'll do sort of approach. Still trying to keep it compact. So that's why, like, the reactors here are exposed. It's not a brilliant strategy. So I can't place armor blocks over those because they'll get chowdered up by those drives there. But what I might do along there is, like, I'll armor the top and the bottom and stick all of my gyros along there. No, actually I can't do that, because those drives are going to need the clearance, so scratch that. Oh, they're the wrong blocks again.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Ah. Okay, doubling this up to make it so there's not a single point of failure. So if something does break, which inevitably something will break, there's 4 separate struts here that will act as support. At least that's the theory that I'm going with. Now, I'm not a properly trained engineer, so I'm just going with what looks right based on previous experiences with shit that I've had to go and work with that has been broken in the past. And it's my ship, I can do what I want. Ultimately, I'm the one that's going to get annoyed when it fails. Now, gyros. Oh, don't you think it's a bit overkill? Nope. This thing is gonna be heavy. And I want it to be able to turn. Hopefully that is enough distance for that drive plume there not to torch the front of the drill. But what I might do is change the shape of this,
Inventory full.
since that is not going to be moved.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Okay, jump drives. That looks like a good spot for him. Worked out quite well. So 4 jump drives there. Probably might want a few more, because when this thing is fully loaded, it is gonna be slow as hell. I also haven't worked out which way up is yet, so it doesn't really matter at the moment, because nothing is properly configured. I might stick more jump drives across the back, on there and over there. So I am going to probably wrap the whole thing in armor as well. Just make it a little bit more durable, because I hit stuff all the time and I don't want to have to constantly be fixing stuff. Those 2 mounting points there, I didn't even think they were going to be the gun mount points, and I ended up using as engine mounts. So that worked out to be a happy coincidence. I think I might make this bit the top bit. Put like a little bridge cockpit or something type area as the step down onto that, because how I've got the engines here, can't plunge in any further than that. So this section here, like, I will make as like the cockpit or bridge area. So that seems like a smart way to go about it. Just have that on the front there. Put like a floor here with the camera sticking out forward as well, so that way it can zoom all the way down to the front of the drill and see what the fuck's going on down there,
Energy low.
without having to worry about it getting smashed all the time. But yeah, the ideas seem to be falling into place at the moment. It's quite good. So yeah, this was going to be the bottom, which is, there's still going to be a step here. Maybe put a gun there. Gun there, gun there. That might be sensible. So let's throw those on now while the idea is workable, because they will act as armor as well. So and make use of those ports. The ones on this side here, which will be the top side, I have to get these containers out of the way first before I can start doing that stuff. So we're running out of build space there, but again, not a battleship. These are defensive guns. So with those ones there, what I might do is stick those there like that. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. That one there. Server limit reached. That's no good. I wonder if that's because I've placed too many in the game, or like there's a total, or there's too many on this grid for the size of it, which is also possible. So I do have a fair amount of those things. I like them. Very effective. Might take that one off the bottom and stick it on the top, so that way I'm covered in every direction then. Might move those ones back. I don't know, I'll think about it. See what happens. So yeah, probably start looking at moving these containers, they are in the way. Oh, the other thing I need to stick on this somewhere is a beacon at some stage. I think I'll stick that right there. Oh, of course I do. Because I just emptied my pockets. looks like a good spot for it. Now let's clear this stuff out. Find an empty container. Here we go. Grinder. And repeat. There we go. Find another empty container if there are any. Yep. There we go. There's a little bit of a process here, but it's got to be done. I mean, this wasn't thrown together with the greatest amount of care in the world, so, you know, I've only got myself to blame. This is where the self-loathing aspect of my personality comes into play. It's like, why the hell did I do it like that? Oh, that's right, I was having a problem at the time. There's always a reason. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a good one, but it is there nonetheless. Hey, it all fit in that one. Bonus. Just make sure that nothing's going to wander off when I grind it down.
Energy low.
Of course. See if I can get one more of these containers sussed out, and then go and charge the suit, take a break, think about what I'm doing next and what I want to work on next. There we go. Yep. Alright, we cleared up a bunch of space around this, so we should be able to do the cockpit next, so I'll have a think about that. Well, the bridge area is probably a more accurate term. Start throwing down blocks for the skin. Still waiting for all those fusion coils to get made up, obviously. I might reorganize production to get them done. So yeah, let's have a look at that. Yeah, it is looking like it is coming together quite nicely. Only time will tell as to the effectiveness of it, but I think I'm running on sound principles at least anyway. Alright. Now I could probably disassemble those, or components. Still disassembling all of those. Let's get a shit ton of fusion coils made. I mean, what I was originally going to do was just assemble them off of that little gunship there. Well, it's not really that little, but the gunship. But if I can get them made up without having to disassemble them, then that's one less thing that I'm going to try to figure out later. So Be interesting to see if this thing drives as well as I want it to as well. But I'm suspecting that that is not going to be anywhere near enough gyros. Still have a few cargo containers sticking out the side, as well as those hydrogen tanks, annoyingly. Got all those ones to do at some stage as well. I'm gonna have to throw a bunch more down so I can put the stuff that's in them over, but like the goal would be to have less cargo space, like for ore and more for just ingots. But yeah, it is proven to be quite a process getting that shit refined. So anyway, let's get back to putting shit together. Got more space down there now, so more room. There's plenty of space. So yep, okay. Okay, so I'm going to start by placing a conveyor there, and this will be the floor level. Don't really need to connect those up, so I won't. I was just thinking about that was the original gun point that I was planning for, and I was thinking, well, I didn't really do that, but I sort of did, in effect. Yeah, that's not gonna do. That looks horrifying. There we go. Not going for something that's super sleek, but don't want to make it look like the ugliest thing in the world. Yeah, I'm thinking I might go wider here. Because that is going to be difficult. Let's try and squeeze stuff into. So instead, it might be more functional. Might be. Not will be. Let's see what happens. Again, not gone perfect, looking for good enough. So yeah, just gonna put like straight windows all the way around there. Probably windows off the side.
Energy low.
Put a floor in. Not looking too bad. Alright, suppose better charge the suit. Again. I think I'll change the shape of that, but I'll get around to that stuff momentarily. Oh no. It's getting to that time of the day where everybody starts logging on over in the eastern states. No, it's not too bad. Anywho. Alright, so rather than try to force my brain to do brain things, I think I'll just start throwing some blocks down here. This is roughly where I want the windows to run. So you'll take that one off. You know, I'll leave that one on. I may not always know where my mind is, because I did lose it, sort of. But it is mine to do with what I want, and change it as I so see fit. What the hell was that? Probably wouldn't have caused any grief, but don't really want something somewhere where I'm unaware of or unintentionally placed. Unless it turns out to be a good idea. Which there are no guarantees with the way I do things. Sometimes happy accidents are good, but not always. Okay, so window time. Is that a window? Yes, it is a window. Can't tell which side's the tinted side. I think it's that side. Oh, I need girders. Arrgh. I think I removed my doors. Oh no, I didn't. There we go, 6. Door there. Door there. put all, I don't know, put beds along there and a med bay there and some other bits and pieces. It's like, I think those window dealies look cool. Put a couple of crow pods in somewhere, probably along the back. Make it all a functional space.
Inventory full. Energy low.
Oh, server's restarting soon. So, yeah, I think that's coming along quite well. I think that'll be a not a bad shaped bridge, good visibility looking out, like looking at it briefly. So I'll probably put like the flight seat here somewhere, like either that one or probably stepped back a little bit. On the front there, I might change that block out down there for a square one so I can stick a camera on the front of it. But yeah, like this is looking like a reasonable functional bridge type area. So, and then probably just work on wrapping some of the rest of the armor around it, and hopefully, yeah, get all of the rest of these things all fabricated up. But this has been the design process of this particular mining ship. Not necessarily to completion, but yeah, yeah, I think I will go and jump in my cryopod so nothing bad happens during the server restart, and I will catch you guys in the next video.